never win. You'll never win. You're not real. You're not real.
But I am. I am very real. I am here, aren't I? Look at me. Look at me.
I don't believe in you. Don't come any closer.
You will do as I say. You will play the game.
Alright. Let's do this.
Castlevania II: Simon's Quest is a game that takes me back to a more nostalgic time. It was one of the first Castlevania games that I ever played. Actually, it is the first Castlevania game I ever played. And for some weird reason, I have this dark obsession with this game. It's probably my favorite out of the entire series, but yet it's the worst game out of the entire series. This game had so many problems, and a lot of it was due to how cryptic it was. And the reason it was so cryptic is because a lot of the dialogue within the game was not translated properly when brought here to the West. But all that aside, deep down, there was some things that this game did that other games haven't done before, but since then have become staple of games. For example, a day and night cycle. Sure, it's a pain in the ass how long it takes for these transitions to happen, and you have to read those texts every single time. What a night to have a horrible curse. But at its core, it set the foundry for things to come. This was the first Castlevania game to settle into RPG roots. No longer were you picking up hearts as to represent how much ammunition you had, but rather you were picking up hearts as a currency so that you can buy things from shops. And although the game looks very linear, it is not that at all. There are many forks in the roads and paths to be taken, jumbled up. You know, going down the stairs, you can find yourself at an ocean floor that is underneath. You know, up above that there's land up above, 2 screens over, but for some reason down here there's open blue skies and landscape with water. And it didn't matter. You weren't constantly moving to the right. Sure, you start out that way, but the game, eventually you'll have to venture to the left and go back the way you came. This was different from any other game we had played at the time. The free roaming aspect of the game made it a great addition, but like I said, there were some very flawed things. For example, the game is way too easy in some places, and especially boss fights. In some mansions, you go in, you get the stake, kill the orb, get your item. There's no boss. And the mansions that do have bosses, they're not that hard. Patterns are easy to figure out. Bosses in other games are much, much more difficult. But this game did something different. The gameplay might not have been that great. The bosses weren't that hard, and the difficult wasn't that high. But something that this game did is it brought atmosphere. Atmosphere that even Castlevania III failed to capture. Don't get me wrong, Castlevania III is a great game, but graphically, compared to this game, nah. You can say that this game feels rushed, and that it's far from a masterpiece, and you'd probably be right. But there's no doubt that this game does belong among the other 2 games on the NES system. As part of a trilogy, this game stands out to me more than the others, despite of its flaws, because of what it introduced to the series. And that music, there's no denying it. It's badass. Alright, Dracula, here I come. Time to kick your ass. Alright. Can't believe I'm actually playing a Castlevania game where there's no enemies. In the final castle. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna kick your ass now, demon. You've had it. Thought I couldn't beat this? I'll live this. Yeah. All the body parts from Dracula's mansions. Yeah, I did it. What now, bitch? Although, anyway, that's Castlevania II Simon's Quest. You hear me? I'm done playing your games. It's over. I win. What is that?
will always win. This channel is mine.